Hey guys, how you doing? This is Juan with Liberty Graphic Designs, and today we're going to change one of these jump motors on this machine. So don't go anywhere. I will walk you through on how to replace one of these motors. This machine, it's been running, but this head right here, head number 5, is not working properly because this motor is actually, it went out. So I've been waiting on it for a while. So that's what we're gonna be doing. But before we do that, I actually got a package in the mail today from JBM. So check it out and see what he sent. So let's open this. If you guys are not following JBM on YouTube, please follow JBM on YouTube. And it's a coffee cup. Pretty cool. He just did his 10,000 subscriber giveaway, so that's pretty cool. So it says be yourself, original, or be yourself, be original, be your best. The same on both. That's pretty cool. Thank you, JBM. Coffee cup. I know my wife is gonna take over that. She's a coffee drinker. I'm not a big coffee drinker. And I got a shirt and a pen. It's pretty cool. JBM Designs Company, or JBM. There you go, right there. So that's pretty cool. And then a shirt. Oh, this is pretty nice. Pretty soft too. Nice. It's a large. So it will fit me at Vela canvas. That's pretty cool. I like Vela canvas. So give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so there you go. We got out of our Liberty Graphic Designs and put on JBM's shirt. Cool, it's pretty cool. It's got it screen printed with black and silver. Okay, so he also sent a sticker. Just being me, right there. It's pretty cool. Thank you, JBM. Let me move this out of the way. So we're gonna continue on with this machine. We're gonna take head number 5 out. I already cut the thread, so the thread is being cut. Remove the thread from the head itself. So now what we're gonna do is just gonna remove these covers. And this ones are just held in there by a clip. It has a clip right here, and then it has a magnet on each side, and that's how they're held in there. And in the back, there's gonna be a cover for the back, and that one you just push on top. It's got 2 clips on top and 2 at the bottom, so you just push on each side at the top, and then it pops out. You just pull it out just like so. We need to take the tension knobs, not the knobs itself, but the entire head. You can remove the entire head at once, but there's a cable behind it that's what the cover was covering. So for that, we're gonna remove this, but what I want to do is I want to remove this right here too, just so I can expose the 4 screws that are gonna be in the back to remove the entire head. So this one takes Phillips, so it's got 2 screws right there, and that's a Phillips drive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that with that, and then to remove the tension knob, you're gonna need a Allen wrench, 3mm, and it's got 4 screws. You just remove all 4 of them, and make sure you keep up with all your screws, especially if you're not mechanically inclined. Make sure you keep up with all of them, okay? Because you're gonna have a lot of screws. So there you go. That's 4 screws, and then this thing will come off. And see the cable? That's what the cover was there for. So we just unplugged this cable, and now we remove the tension knob assembly. This cable right here, just leave it where it's at. Once we remove the head, then you slide that cable out. So we have 2 more Phillips screws right here. We're gonna remove this too. There you go. So that attaches this start and stop button. By the way, make sure that your machine is unplugged before you do this, and make sure it's off and unplugged, because you're gonna be doing some unplugging cables like you saw me doing this. So make sure it's unplugged. So now that we took those 2 screws off, you're gonna still use that Allen wrench, that 3mm, and you're gonna have 4 screws right there, here and here. So take those 4 screws out. Again, make sure you keep up with your screws, because like for example, the ones I took out from here, they're twice as long as the ones I took out from the top for the tension knobs. So what I do, the ones for the tension knob assembly, I put them back in. That way I can, you know, keep track of what I'm doing, or where my screws are at. That way I don't lose them. So okay, so we're gonna continue on taking these 4 screws out. There's 2. So once you remove these 4 screws right there, the head will come out. So just pull the head out. It comes out real easy. Just be careful with this cable, because you're gonna have to slide it through. There's a slot right here that you probably cannot see it. So we just slide it. You're gonna kind of pick up the head a little bit, and then just pull it out. And then be careful with that cable, and the whole head comes off. So we're gonna put that to the side. So now, usually what I do is I'll put that in the back like that. So now we need to take these, like there's a little slot in the back, not a slot, but there's a small piece of plastic in the back, and that plastic runs down a slide for the take-up levers. So we need to remove that, and for that we're gonna use a flat head. Sorry guys, you can't see it from where you're standing, but there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws that need to come off. Usually I don't take them all off. I only take the side that I'm gonna take off. In this case, I'm only gonna take 3. Okay, so let me bring you closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm removing the small screws right here. And again, it's gonna be 3 screws. You don't have to take out the entire plastic piece right here, because honestly, we can still get to the back. But here's the motor that we're gonna be replacing, which is this one right here. That little socket right there. Here's a picture of the diagram that we're gonna be replacing, and that motor right there, that's the one that we're replacing. So we need to take this motor, that little bracket, everything needs to come off, because this part right here, we need to replace that little cushion right there. So there's a cushion in there, and that's what messed up the entire machine. So that little cushion right there, we're gonna have to take everything out so we can replace that cushion. Again, this bracket needs to come off. That motor obviously is the one that we're replacing. And in the past, or whoever I bought this machine from, they actually had it replaced already. So this is their invoice. So when they bought the motor, see, they paid $159, $160, and Hirsch is the one that did the repair. I can tell you they never replaced this motor, because all the parts in there, the only thing that they replaced was the cushion, and they even put the wrong cushion in there. Here's the one that this is mine. This is what I paid for it, $171 for that small motor. Those three screws that we took out, there's a bracket in the back that we need to take out. You cannot see it. I cannot see it, but I can feel there's a screw right here. There's another one right here, and there's another one right here. To take those out, we need to take those out, because this motor, there's a screw. If you remember the bracket that I show you, there's a screw that is right next to the other screw, and it's literally like right there, and it won't let you take it out because it'll hit that other screw. So you have to remove that. And for that, we need I believe it's, let me check because I forgot the size. It's a 3/32, and then we'll slide this bracket out. So that bracket is what those 3 screws was holding. Do not remove this. If you guys happen to work on this, do not remove this, because there's some right here. There's bearings right there, and if you remove it, they're gonna go everywhere. And right here, that bracket has 2 screws. This right here, this small wrench, it comes in handy. I got this at Lowe's, and now the motor will come out. There's the two holes where the screws that I just removed. That's what they are. Okay, so if you see this cover, I have to take that out. Okay, so then we remove this cover. Just gonna move it out of the way. Okay, so with the cover removed, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the right cable. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling at the bottom, make sure that I got the right cable or the right motor, and I'm gonna unplug it. Here it is. This is a bad one, but I have to save all of this stuff right here, because all of these, like the bracket and all of this stuff right here, has to go back in the same spot, because otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm actually sliding the cable for the new motor. Okay, so this is a new cable, right? So make sure that the cable that you got is the correct one, because you can get the wrong cable or the wrong motor, and you're gonna do all this work, and then you have to take it all back out. So now that's been replaced, or that's been put plugged in back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover back in, and we're going to go to the front and finish doing the installation. Okay, so this is how I know they did not replace this motor, because there's 4 screws on the bracket. Here's 2 of them, and the other 2 are really bad. I mean, they stripped them really bad. I tried just about anything and I can't get them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to drill them out. Hopefully I can get the motor, because I need this bracket right here. Hopefully I can drill them out and get the motor out. It's loose now, so you can see where the motor was grinding against itself. All that black stuff that you see there. See, it's just oil. So now I only got 2 screws. Hopefully that'll hold. You're probably wondering, did I mess it up? No, I didn't, because the drill bit left kind of like a I'm pointing to the wrong one. It'll still work, because the way that the screws are made, they'll sink right in there. So watch. Put a screw right there. See the screw still works. So now I'm gonna have to get 2 of those screws, and bad thing about that is that this is not common screws. It's not like I can go to the store and buy 2 of these screws. I literally have to order them again, so that's not good. So the good thing is that we got the bracket out. Now what we have to do is put this bracket back into the new motor. Okay, so now that we got the motor back together, this bracket, the L bracket in there back together, this bracket in there back together, now we have to put the head back in place. This is a take-up lever, but if you notice in the back, there's the little slide right there. I don't know if you can see it. That right there where my fingernails at, that has to slide right there. So it's almost impossible to hold the head in place and then align all of these in place. It won't come off, so you will fight it. So what I do is I grab a piece of string, because you have to hold them all at the same time. And again, it's really hard to hold them all at the same time. So what I do is I take a piece of string and I run it through each one of them. That way I can pull it with a string. And this is how I do my little trick. So I just grab, see, now I can pull them all at the same time. I'm gonna slide the head out so I can push it out, and then bring them down until it slides in place. Right there. See how they stayed up now? Now they're not falling, even though, if I pull the string, they're not coming off, and I'm pulling the head out, it won't come out, but I just dropped that one. So there you go. So see, now I can go ahead and put my 4 screws using the number 3. I put the 4 screws back in, and I'm not going to tighten all the way. We can remove this string right now. We don't need it anymore. We just needed it to install those. So string is out. So right now, once you have the head back in, this is where you want to turn the machine on and move the machine back and forth. That way you know that all the take-up levers are in the right position. And I'm going to do that so you'll see the machine moving left to right. So as you can see, everything was aligning correctly. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these 2 screws in there, and I'm gonna start putting everything back in place. And now this cable, we have to slide it back through here, and we can put this one back in. Okay, so this is on. Now we gotta put in the tension knob assembly, just like that. And this one is very easy. This one just slides in place. But remember, we left the screws right here so we don't lose them. So I gotta get those screws out. Okay, so now all we gotta do is put those 4 screws back in. Okay, so the tension assembly, actually the entire head is back in place. So now we gotta put this cover back, and I'm just gonna slide it in there like this and then pop it back in place. Now we just gotta put this little covers back in, and this one's just kind of slide in place. There you go. That's it. That's complete. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull one of these threads, just one, because we don't need we only need to test the machine. So I'm just gonna put one of them. Right now we're gonna be working off of head number 4. All the other heads are gonna be off, and they're not supposed to do anything, especially this one right here. So we don't want to see the needle coming up and down at all. So I created a small file. Actually, you know what? I didn't put this right. I don't even have I'm gonna put a piece of fabric in there just to make sure that it's gonna embroider right. And we're just gonna hit start and make sure that this one doesn't do anything. Actually, none of them did anything because I forgot to turn this one on. So now head number 4 is supposed to run. And as you can see, this one is not doing anything. And that's exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Not doing anything. So there you go. The knife came down, or the hook came down, cut it, and the other one didn't do anything that it's not supposed to be doing. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut the thread. I'm gonna switch it over to head number 5, and now we're gonna shot every other head. All the other heads are gonna be down. Only head number 5 is gonna be working. Now I can take it, move it over to head number 5. And there's only one thread on head number 5 because that's the only one that we're going to be testing. But I need to turn this one off and turn this one on. And then just going to cut some slack so it doesn't pull the thread out. So now this head is the one that's going to be working, and we want to make sure that everything runs fine. Voila! So there you go. Perfect. Beautiful. So there you go. This is actually awesome. Now I got all of the heads working because I couldn't work on this one because you know, the motor was out. But now this beautiful machine is working now. I'm so excited because now I can really put out some work. Man, that's awesome. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you if you stayed this long. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I want to say thanks to JBM for sending this awesome shirt, the pin, and the coffee mug. So, and the sticker. I'm gonna give this to my wife. She's a coffee drinker. I drink coffee occasionally, not all the time. But yeah, thank you, JBM. If you guys are not watching JBM, go follow him on YouTube. So thank you guys again. It was a pleasure like always. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions if I can, obviously, right? Thank you. Make sure you subscribe and ding the bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.